Thank you, Bishop Haynes. Respect to Bishop Blake, Bishop Haynes, Bishop Owens, and all of the members of the General Board, Bishop Sher, the Board of Bishops, and all of the official leaders of our church. Certainly to Mother Patterson and the Patterson family, and to all the great women of God and everyone that are assembled. First of all, let me just say I thank God for blessing me, favoring me to serve in the Church of God in Christ as director or leader, whatever, of the women's department. 1997, Bishop Owens asked me to serve and appointed me to serve as general supervisor of the Department of Women. We had 4 wonderful years together. When Bishop Patterson was elected the presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ, it was his to decide whether he wanted me to continue serving or to appoint someone else. But he decided that he would ask me to continue serving, which was one of the greatest, the best thing that ever happened to me. Bishop Patterson, I said to him, before I start off under his leadership, I said, Bishop, I would like to meet with you and at least, share with you some of the things that we are doing in the women department to get your approval. He said, sure, Mother. We came together, and I could see him now sitting across his conference table listening to me. And occasionally, as he normally does, he adjusted his glasses. And I explained to him where we were in the area of leading the women of the church. And he said, Mother, and I said to him, Bishop, is there anything, any direction you want to give me as leader of this church? I want to follow your direction. So he said, Mother, it seemed to me like everything is in order. So you go forth. And I want you to know for 6 wonderful years, I served with Bishop Patterson under his direction, and we had a wonderful relationship. He gave to me his home number, his cell number. I had his office number. And he said to me, anytime you want to talk with me, feel free to do so. I want to thank Mother Patterson. Many times when I would call Bishop Patterson being a busy leader, he would not write there, but Mother Patterson would say to me, I'll give him the message. And sure enough, Bishop Patterson will call me back. And we would talk about the work of the Lord and the women I would share. And it was one of the greatest relationships that we've had working together. I want to thank Bishop Maynard for, in November, one day or so, he didn't feel too well and he didn't come out. And I missed him for one night and a day, and then I got concerned. And I asked Bishop Maynard that night, how's my bishop doing? And he suggested, I think you go and see. And I hesitated because I didn't want to feel like I was intruding. He was in the hotel. And certainly I came into church and sat down. And when I did, it just came to my heart, you need to go. So Sister Joyce Rogers walked with me out, and we called Mother Patterson, and she said, sure, come on over. I went over, and readily he said, come on in, Mother. He was in bed, and he pulled a chair up. They pulled a chair up for me, and I sat beside his bed. And we talked for a long time. He smiled. He said, Mother, this was a real good treat to have you come by and talk with me. And I was getting ready to leave. He said, Mother, you're going to pray before you leave, aren't you? And I said, sure, Bishop. So we held hands, and we prayed together. Since that time, periodically, after the November meeting, I would